So going into Saudi, the momentum in the championship, is it Lewis or Max? Who do you think is going to go on and win it?
Well, the momentum's in Lewis's favour, but here's the thing: Max can still not only mathematically win the championship, but he can also make it very easy for him to win the championship in Abu Dhabi. Like, all he needs is a decent performance, and he can put himself in a position where no matter where Lewis finishes, he can win the championship, which is the situation.
But that's the thing, is it's hard because going into Saudi, the track favours, like they're saying Mercedes are going to put in the Brazil engine again.
Yeah, and Mercedes engineers are saying that they're...
if they put that engine in, if they sort of put that engine in, Max is not going to see Lewis at all. So
no, if he qualifies on pole somehow, okay, the gap has been like 4 tenths, but still, like, if something
I don't see him qualifying on pole, to be honest. I see Lewis just like building like one of those kind of 20-second gaps where he just wins, unless like he gets like a reliability issues.
I'd say we're going to see safety cars though. Surely with the track we're going to see safety cars.
I don't think so, because where would they really crash?
That's a good point.
Like,
no, I'd say...
No, there could be potentially safety cars. But that's the thing, with the engine he has, if he puts in that Brazil engine, it's just going to build that gap again.
No, but one weird thing with like cold tyres on the restart or something, and Max is ahead of him.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Lewis has executed like these restarts so well. It's not his first race where he's like executing one on like cold tyres. He's done this for so many times over the past like, I don't know how long he's been in Formula 1, and he has a clearly superior car on the straights.
Yeah.
Especially with that engine in. He was ahead, was it like by 20 kilometers an hour on the straights?
I don't know, but it was
27, I think. It was 27.
27?
I think something like that. I remember, Christian was commenting on his thing. You can't just get that from a new engine. You don't get 27 kilometers.
Of course he said that. But I mean, to be fair, it is a bit...
You don't get
it's 27 a strange game.
Yeah,
you don't just do that from a standard upgrade. Yeah.
I reckon Lewis is going to win. I reckon Lewis is going to take fastest... If he doesn't take fastest lap, it will be because Perez ruined his thing and basically got the fastest lap.
One of them two is going to get it.
But even if that happens, Lewis wins. No, but that's the thing, like, Mercedes have such a superior car that potentially if Bottas comes in second, that's great for Mercedes. But I reckon that would be Max,
a good point.
Lewis,
they
Bottas.
They desperately need Bottas to come in second place.
But even if, like, say, worst case scenario for Lewis, Max comes P2, then Lewis is 1 point behind. So he just needs to finish ahead of Max.
Yeah, true.
Unless he's finishing at the very bottom, which like of the points, which is very worrying in essence. But if Bottas finishes ahead, I think they won't care about fastest lap if they somehow get Bottas in P2 and keep him there.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Because that gap will just be like then it's swung in Lewis's favour, and then Lewis can finish probably. He can't finish P2, but like he can just crash into Max.
He's more comfortable as well.
Yeah, he can crash into Max and win the championship.
Sure.
You know, it'd be interesting to see if Senna Prost thing, where he crashed into him and like took him out. If that happens today, what type of penalty they give him?
Oh, that is a very good point. Yeah.
Because
that would be strange.
You can't.
The stewards would have a meltdown, bro.
Yeah.
They would actually. They would break down in tears.
You can't give him. No, think about it. You didn't have Twitter.
They wouldn't be able to handle it, bro.
You don't have Twitter and that stuff at that during that day, but you can't give him a grid penalty. You can't give him like 10 seconds.
You've got to disqualify. If he's done it on purpose, if it looks like he's just done it on purpose, you've got to disqualify him.
You got to disqualify. But that's the thing, he wins anyways.
That's major. No, if you disqualify him because he's done it on purpose, that's 0 points gone from the championship. Like he's finished last.
Oh, you mean as in like they disqualify not from the race, from the championship?
They did that to Michael, didn't they?
When?
90, whatever the year it was, where he crashed into thingy on purpose. Not when he beat Damon Hill, when he crashed into
but Villeneuve finished ahead of him, so he won the championship.
No, but he was disqualified afterwards anyway.
Was he?
Yeah, so he ended on 0 points.
Yeah, so I reckon that probably, like, that's the thing, if it doesn't look like it's on purpose.
If it doesn't look like it was on purpose.
Like, he can't do what Senna did, basically.
No, yeah.
He can't do what Senna did.
Oh, bro, they're going to hide the onboard for the next 4 years. That's
but that's the thing, like, I think, like, they can't give him a grip penalty. I think giving him, like, anything, like, any kind of fine. The only option is to disqualify.
Yeah.
But then like I think now they'd be forced into disqualifying him just purely because of social media and people like being like, he can't win and this and this, like.
Funny enough, you bring that up. That's already happened. So one of the things on there to help you out, it's I've been on Twitter.
Max fans acting like championship is over online, crying over Baku and Simpson. That's actually what you've written, bro.
That is word for word what I put down. So essentially, I've been on Twitter a lot recently, as we all know. And this week, the main theme is Max fans crying over the points lost in Baku and Silverstone, basically saying,
yeah, I'm just going to say,
we would have won the championship.
I'm just saying,
this is so sad. They're basically acting like they've lost it already. They're not even saying, this is sad, if Lewis wins, we should have got these points. It's not fair. They're saying
it's kind of obvious.
You can't say that. You can't say he's won the championship.
No, but that's just because you're a massive Lewis fan and you're kind of scared he's going to get a reliability issue. But Lewis fans always say the same thing, Like, Nico only won because Lewis got that thing in Malaysia, the DNF in Malaysia.
I used to be one of those, but I see how dumb that is now, realistically.
So you can't blame
argument.
But that's
the
the thing.
You can't blame
with like going into the past, like before Brazil, the championship was firmly in Max's hand in terms of like he had the best car, he was ahead on points. It was his championship.
He had Danny Kvyat's girlfriend. He's living the life.
Oh my God,
Christian Horner was in his back pocket.
Yeah, but going into these last two races, Lewis has a superior car. If Lewis wins, they're equal on points, or Lewis is ahead. So, I don't think it's actually. I think it's more Lewis's championship to lose now because it's clearly the car clearly suits him more. Going into Abu Dhabi, I think if they hadn't made change the track and stuff, it would have been a Red Bull more kind of suited to the Red Bull car.
Definitely. Yeah.
But with the new kind of changes, it would be interesting to see kind of how that kind of is it, because the balance is close in Abu Dhabi, even if it's equal on points. I think people have seen the performance in the Mercedes and now they're like, yo. But going into Abu Dhabi, most of the circuit literally favors the Red Bull.
True.
Except
the third sector they're going to be very strong at. So the second sector,
it's interesting to see who comes on top in terms of Abu Dhabi, because if you get pole there, you lead from the first corner, you're off.
Yeah, it's one of them ones where it's very easy to hold a 6 second gap if you really want to.
It's interesting because even with Nico, he realistically, there was a lot of pressure on him because it's his first championship and all of that. And I think he doesn't deal with pressure as good as drivers like Michael and Lewis and
he
Max
said in an interview his foot was shaking on the throttle pedal.
I know, and that is a separate issue. But as in, he managed to keep behind him 2 great drivers, and he never really looked really looked like he was gonna they were gonna overtake him. He never really looked like that.
Yeah, there was only one attempt, but it was very hard.
Yeah, but that was
and even him himself, he made the move on. I think it was Max.
It was Max when he came out of the pits. Yeah.
Yeah, he had to make the overtake, like Fernando had to, but this time it actually worked out.
But I think that's what separates Nico from drivers like Lewis, Michael, Max, even George, Lando. These guys, they're a lot more composed than Nico is a great driver.
I mean, I wouldn't put Lando in the...
No.
George, we don't know yet. No,
I'm saying as in Lando and George have the potential to reach these heights. But I'm saying it in terms of their future stars. You can put Charles as well there. But in terms of if you're talking about already there, I'd say Michael, Lewis, Max, Fernando, Kimi. These guys are calm. They know what they're doing. Yeah. Nico was always the type of that's Nico was always the guy he's putting all the pressure on himself. Whereas Lewis is off partying and enjoying himself. Nico is sitting at home being how am I going to win the championship? How am I going to win the championship? He's psyching himself out. I think that's actually, if he got over that, I think I think he would have gone on and actually beaten Lewis maybe. Or would have been I think he would have beat Lewis a year or 2 more. I think Lewis would have had the overall, advantage, say, against Nico.
Speed-wise, one-on-one, Lewis is faster.
But I mean, instead of him winning the 7 or 6 championships, with Nico winning 1, it would have been say 4 and whatever, or 5 and do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would have been a lot closer. That's what I mean. 4 and 3 or whatever. It would have been a lot closer. But It's kind of disappointing. I actually really liked him.
True, and his podcast and stuff, like him talking about things, it's very interesting. Like, I like his... He's just a real guy.
He interviewed Roman Grosjean. And
he's
talking about one of his hands, his right hand's fine, his left hand is scarred. Like, you can see it is bad, bro.
I saw his one about Jensen. That was a good interview. If you're looking for things, I remembered while we're on the topic of the championship.
We talked about
as you're talking about Lewis basically having won the championship now. You're saying you would rather be Lewis Hamilton at this point. Like, you're 8 points behind, but you have the car advantage for the next 2 races. So you're saying you would rather be Lewis
going into the last 2 races, Lewis has a clear advantage with the like. That's the thing. Lewis is behind on points, but Lewis is not going to be behind.
I would take the points advantage.
No,
I would take the points. I would rather be Max right now.
Going into, like, you say this now, but at the end of this week they're equal on points.
No, but even then, what we're doing is we're saying Lewis is going to get pole, win the race.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
These are all big things.
Yeah, but the track is like, you're also talking about a guy who's won 102 times because he's had pole at 31.
I'm not questioning Lewis. I'm questioning the variables.
Yeah, but Lewis has the capability, and Lewis has the car. He has the skill to go out and take pole. And that's the thing.
Anything can
that's the thing. He also has the form. So Lewis has won the past 2 races, and now he's that Lewis that kind of you remember from 2020, 2019, where he's kind of just. He's driving at like in Qatar, Max was nowhere near him. Like he honestly, I'm telling you, he built that 8-second gap, and you saw it decreased a bit to like 7, and went up, and like I'm telling you, they switched down the engine, and he was cruising.
Of course they did that, but like.
No, but that says
then, like,
he's like he took pole right. Was it what like half a second?
Pretty much, yeah.
And you're saying. He doesn't have the advantage to go take pole.
He does have the advantage. I would rather take the points.
But even if you take like half that off, that he's still in pole, and he's still in pole by like 2:10 like.
And then he has to go on and win the whole 70 lap race or whatever it was.
Is it 70 laps in Saudi?
I have no idea. Actually, it's a bit long for it to be 70.
No, it's the second.
It's a long track, so it must be like 50. I want to say 50.
I think it's the
Spa's 44. Just Google it. It won't say
it's one of the longest tracks in the.
It's second longest. Spa is 44 laps, which means this would be. I want to say I think I saw 50 somewhere.
It's 50 laps.
Come on.
The distance is 308.45 kilometers. Circuit length 6.174 kilometers.
Spa is like 7.002 or something.
That's my issue with Spa. It's just so long.
I love Spa.
Yeah, but like as in the track is just too long.
It's nice.
Like Spa is interesting on like Eau Rouge, that kind of, and then it's just boring.
You haven't played it on an F1 game.
I know I haven't.
Playing it is so fun. You need to try that. It's so good.
After the full there's that right hand and then going down like the hill, and going on the left. That's a bit interesting. Then it's kind of dead.
Oh, pull on.
Yeah.
Flat left.
Yeah.
So
you go down the hill and then and then it's kind of boring after that.
You haven't. Honestly, it's the best track to play if you're like new to the F1 game or whatever it is. You go on Spa. Spa is the best track.
In Saudi, basically, you only get one like turn 1. You can say is like a break, like a hard braking zone. That's the only one you can kind of say is a hard. The rest of the track is literally just flowing circuit.
Some of them will be a bit slower than they look on here, on the track.
Yeah, like maybe turn 27. Like I see people maybe overtaking turn 27, turn 1, turn 2 essentially.
I'd say they'd save it.
Turn 1, 2 and 3 reminds me a lot of the turn 1 and 2 in Monza. Because you have that long straight and then you have that it's right left, whereas here it's left right. And then but after that maybe turn 4 also looks a bit slow, but after that is it's like you have basically like 3-4 corners.
After the first sector, no one's overtaken.
No, maybe
it's a DRS straight.
Maybe 27.
Potentially.
Yeah, but after that it's kind of dead. I'm not gonna.
We'll see how it looks. We'll see how it turns out.
So what's happening with the Mercedes rear wing?
Okay. So.
You want to explain what's happening?
Yeah. So.
They're cheating basically. I'm saying that
what was being said?
Mercedes need to be disqualified from the championship.
You can't
because they're cheating. They're cheating.
So what's happened is
Lewis needs to be disqualified. Max deserves to win the championship.
What's being said is...
If Max hadn't been knocked out of those 3 races,
Here we go.
Max would have won the championship. No, actually that is true. He would have won. He would have won in Spa. He would have won in Azerbaijan. He would have won.
Spa
in
should have been
Silverstone.
cancelled anyway, realistically.
No, not
so
Spa.
we're
Not
taking it
Spa.
out.
There was a different Hungary. He
Baku.
would have won in those
You
3.
mean Baku?
Hungary, Baku, and
Silverstone.
Silverstone. He would have won all 3. Bro, he would have had the championship.
What shame.
Yes. Oh.
Right.
He was
look,
so unlucky though. Like you have to.
He was unlucky. He was
with,
very
like,
unlucky.
Those
But it
2
happened.
races where 2 Mercedes took him out like back to back. Honestly, it looked like it was planned, but the second one from Valtteri was like, where
That
he
was
knocked
stupid. That was just incompetence, really.
no, but like, how can you plan to hit Lando and like just be like, yeah, we hope he hits like Max.
Ended up taking out both Red Bulls by driving into the back of a McLaren. That is Valtteri Bottas stuff right there.